Hello, you beautiful people. Is it Wednesday already? Time sure does fly when you're trying to survive the horrors of everyday life, but I welcome you all to 4+. My name is Mr. Ratio, and I am taking the helm for today's video. We shall be going on an adventure through colonial times and witchcraft. Yes, I am talking about the Itch. Directed by Robert Eggers and starring Anya Taylor-Joy. I went over Robert Eggers' other film, The Lighthouse, a few weeks ago, and I figured why not visit his first film, the one that started it all. The Witch is a bleak, atmospheric descent into religious paranoia, family bonds being broken, and the isolation of early colonial life. Created with painstaking historical accuracy right down to the dialogue, clothing, and folklore, the film examines what happens when a family tries to survive both the wilderness and themselves. So, without further ado, kick back, grab some snacks, because it's gonna be a hell of a time. Taking place in the 1630s New England, we open to a somber courtroom hearing in which William, the father, stands before Puritan leaders and argues about religious doctrine. Although all Puritans were devout, William's conviction is so rigid that even the colony's leadership finds it, how should I say, excessive. His refusal to conform leads to the family's exile. Forced to leave, the family rides out in their wagon, watching the gates of the colony close behind them. Our family consists of William, his wife, and the mother of the children, Catherine, Thomasin, our main character and the eldest child, Caleb, the second oldest and the elder son, and twins Jonas and Mercy, these two annoying little shits. Their destination, a remote clearing beside a dense forest, miles from any settlement. When they kneel in prayer at their new homestead, the moment is drenched in optimism, but also dread, as the land itself is almost watching them, studying them. The first few weeks are shown through small but significant moments: the planting of corn, the construction of a modest cabin, the birth of the family's fifth child, Samuel. Yet the atmosphere is overall strained. Food is limited. The land feels hostile and uninviting for the family. One afternoon, Thomasin, the eldest daughter, is watching her infant brother Samuel by the tree line. She plays peekaboo with Samuel while he sits on the ground. She covers her face and moves her hands to Samuel's delight and joy. She does it again, but when she moves her hands, Samuel's gone. There is no scream, no rustle, just sudden emptiness. Thomasin panics and runs through the field towards the trees, but the forest offers no answers. The family searches, prays, and tries to rationalize the inexplicable, but Catherine, the mother, is shattered. Her grief consumes her, straining every relationship and setting the tone for the film's unraveling. We see that the witch has stole Samuel, took him back to her secluded hut, killed him, rubbed his blood over her body, and uses his remains for food and a flying ointment. Life on the homestead becomes increasingly unstable. Crops begin to rot, particularly the corn. In an effort to lift spirits and avenge Samuel, William takes Caleb deep into the forest to try to hunt a wolf that he believes took Samuel. But this hunt proves to be a failure, and William reveals he stole Catherine's prized silver cup and traded it for hunting supplies. Back at the farm, the twins dance and play with the billy goat that they named Black Phillip, which they claim talks to them. Thomasin dismisses the kids, and Catherine blames Thomasin for her missing cup and for the disappearance of Samuel. Catherine withdraws into prayer and grief, neglecting Thomasin and growing cold towards William. The family, once devout and unified, begins to fracture under the hunger, the fear, and the unspoken sense that their land is cursed. That night, the children hear their parents arguing over the whole situation and the possibility of starvation, and they debate the idea of selling Thomasin to serve another family. Determined to provide for the family, Caleb secretly heads into the forest alone to check some traps. Thomasin catches him and insists on coming along, frustrated by being treated as a burden by everyone else. Trip immediately goes to shit. What else is new? Their dog, Fowler, bolts after a hare. The horse yeets Thomasin off itself and knocks her unconscious. Caleb becomes separated from her as he chases after Fowler. Alone and frightened, Caleb stumbles deeper into the wilderness, and he discovers Fowler's disemboweled body. He then encounters a mysterious woman in a bright red cloak. Baddie alert, guys, lock in. She steps towards him with disarming gentleness, and then this unsettling intimacy. Then her hand switches to that of an old woman's hand as she sucks face with Caleb. Bro he's gone. He's dead. Thomasin eventually wakes and returns home, bruised and confused. Her mother immediately suspects that she has something to do with Caleb's disappearance. William, however, defends Thomasin and confesses he sold the cup and took Caleb into the forest first. Later that night, Caleb returns in the rain, naked, delirious, and vomiting. His condition rapidly worsens, and the family suspects it to be the effects of witchcraft. The family prays over him, and his final moments are a chaotic mixture of pain, a strange devotion, and just this religious psychosis as he expresses his love for Jesus. During this whole ordeal, he also coughs up a whole-ass apple and is in just this hysteria the entire time. Eventually, Caleb takes his final breath and drops dead. R.I.P. to my guy. Caleb's death pushes the family over the brink. Catherine collapses into grief again, and William's shaky authority is in shambles. Thomasin becomes the primary target of suspicion from the whole family. Mercy and Jonas accuse her openly of practicing witchcraft. Even William, though he's reluctant, begins to question his daughter, despite knowing the real source of the most misfortune is his own secrecy and pride. Thomasin defends herself by saying the twins are the ones practicing witchcraft by talking to Black Phillip. She also confronts her father over their plans to sell her off to another family. In desperation and a lack of knowledge on how to move forward, William decides to confine Thomasin, Mercy, and Jonas to the barn with the goats, particularly Black Phillip, believing this will prevent further harm and chaos. The parents retreat to the house, shaken and exhausted by the spiraling chaos. That night, shit hits the fan, like, majorly. That night, the twins and Thomasin awake to find the witch in the barn with them, drinking the blood of one of the goats. She appears as a naked old woman and turns laughing at the children, before attacking the twins as Thomasin watches in absolute horror. Inside the house, Catherine suffers a hallucination of breastfeeding her lost infant, Samuel, only for it to be revealed it is actually a crow that is pecking at her breast, eating chunks of flesh from it. The next morning, the barn is destroyed and in shambles, with only Thomasin remaining amongst the wreckage with blood on her hands. William awakes and goes outside, and as Thomasin begins to wake, Black Phillip suddenly rushes William and gores him with its horns. Thomasin can only watch in horror as Black Phillip kills her father. Catherine then comes outside and sees the body of William and Thomasin being the only survivor among the chaos. Overcome by grief and delusion, she attacks Thomasin, who manages to grab a nearby billhook lying on the ground. In self-defense, Thomasin kills her mother. Now, Thomasin is the only surviving member of the family, bloody, exhausted, and almost catatonically numb. The final act is quiet, eerie, and there's almost like a strange tenderness to it. Thomasin enters the empty home, sits at the table, and silently breaks down. With no family, no community, no home, she does the only thing she can. She goes to Black Phillip. To her shock, he answers. His voice is soft, almost soothing. He steps behind her as a human figure, barely glimpsed, mostly implied through a silhouette, and offers her a freedom she has never known. He asks whether she wishes to live deliciously, a phrase that draws her into the twisted web of lies and deceit. Thomasin, with nothing left and nowhere else to turn, agrees. The man orders Thomasin to remove her clothes and to sign her name in his book, which she responds she cannot write. Black Phillip calmly and soothingly tells her he will guide her hand. We cut to Black Phillip back in goat form, guiding her into the woods while she's still naked, where she discovers a gathering of witches around a fire. Their chanting rises as they ascend into the air, and after a moment of hesitation, Thomasin's body lifts with them. Her expression shifts from fear to something that might be joy, release, or madness, or all of the above. The film ends with her floating higher and higher as the flames roar beneath her and her laughter increases. Thus concludes The Witch. The Witch is not a traditional horror film. Instead of jump scares or explanations, it offers a meticulous descent into paranoia and despair. The supernatural is present, but it is the family's fear, grief, and repression that truly destroys them. Thomasin's final choice is ambiguous liberation for some viewers, damnation for others, and a tragic inevitability based on everything else. Eggers' film stands out because it respects the intelligence of the audience. It refuses any straightforward answers, we'll say, and portrays 17th century dread with unrelenting authenticity. The result is a haunting portrait of a family undone by forces both external and internal. Thomasin is a tragic character who truly was a victim of her family, and especially her father, due to his pride. His pride ultimately banished them to this fate, but also his pride and ego prevented him from supporting his daughter when she was vulnerable to other suspicions. Thomasin lost everything, so it's not surprising when she agrees to the deal of selling her soul to Black Phillip. Overall, the story and acting are stellar, and you truly are transported into this time. But what do you guys think? Have you seen it already? Will you go check it out if you haven't? Let us know and drop your thoughts and reactions in the comments for us to go through. I thank you for making it this far in the video if you are still here, and I hope you enjoyed your time with me today. Please let me know what to cover next, and be sure to check out our other content. We got loads of other series and other horror movies that we've gone over. We also have a gaming channel if some of you want other giggles and whatnot. Be sure to like, comment, sub, follow our socials, join our Discord, all that good stuff. It helps out a lot. Thank you all for your time, and I shall see you all in the next video. See ya.